If you are in zone 8A, February is a big deal in the garden. If you plant too early, you stunt your crops. If you plant too late, you miss your window. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what you can plant with these seed packets. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the first things that I plant, and you can do this early February, you can plant your carrots. Now, first thing you have to do is loosen up the soil. And I basically already did this. Now, I don't have to really worry about using any amendments or fertilizer, but I went ahead and fertilized because after all these crops finish, I'm thinking about planting my watermelons. Well, one plant in here, so I need to make sure that it have everything it needs. But all the things I plant in here today, I don't really need the fertilizer because everything's good right now. All right, so I want to make sure I smooth it all out. Before I start my carrots, I'm gonna go ahead and put this cardboard down for my little trick. I want to make sure I mark out my area so I don't run over this area with my seeds. And I got this trick from James Prigioni, and I have been doing this ever since. You can use wood as well, because I have a hard time with germination because I'll put the soil on too thick and they won't come through. So all I'm gonna do is I have my little square my little grid. All I'm gonna do is just sprinkle this all over. And if I want to, I will go ahead and thin these out if I think it's gonna be an issue. But I always say that, but I rarely ever thin them out, but I'll just be on the lookout. So I'm gonna finish broadcasting these out and I'll get back to you in a second. Now I'm just gonna pat them down to make sure that they're contacting the soil nice and flush, just like that. And I'm gonna take my spray can and I'm gonna spray over top. I wanna keep these seeds nice and moist. And that's part of the problem when I used to grow these carrots the old way that I used to do it. I couldn't keep them moist and they didn't come up, or I put too much soil like I told you earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it nice and moist before I use the cardboard. So now I got it moist, and so I'm gonna take my cardboard and I'm gonna put it back over my seed just like this. And I'm gonna take something to weight it down at the end. And I'm gonna get another brick because I want it to have contact. If I need to put some on the side, I will. Now I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start checking after about 7 days. And once you see the carrots start to germinate, then I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off, and then you're off to the races. And you're gonna see how much germination you get. I do this all the time. All right, let's go to the next thing. Next on my list is beets. And you wanna start these mid to late February. And so now is a good time. So all I'm gonna do is make a couple rows, and it says on the back that they need to be 18 inches apart. So all I'm gonna do is, let me break this up first. All I'm gonna do is just put them in a straight line, and I'm gonna make a couple different lines, and I'm gonna thin them out as we go along. And so I'll make sure they have the proper space. All right, so I brought you in close. I'm just going to drop these seeds in. And when they come up, they come up. Now I'm just trying to add some new variety to my diet. Beets supposed to be healthy. Probably don't taste the best. Now some of you might like them, but I'm gonna see if I can stomach it, make some beet juice and see if I can drink the juice. But that's why I'm only making a small little area right here, because it's not saying it's my favorite, but I'm gonna try to keep good health by changing my diet. Next on my list are radishes. This one right here takes 60 days until harvest. This one right here is 28 days. And so it's suggested that for a nice crop, every 10 days you should be sowing them. But it depends if you like them like that. All right, so I'm going to make my furrow. I'm just gonna make it with my finger, and hopefully I don't bury these too deep, and so that we can get a good germination rate going. Now this first one, I don't have many because I left the top open and a lot of them fell out. But guess what? And I just noticed this. This right here says watermelon radish. All right, so that's a sign, but you wait for the kicker. Wait for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and I just drop these in, and you're gonna thin these down to 1 inch apart so that they have enough room to grow. Let me spread that one out. I just dropped this one. Now, I said the kicker is, guess what this radish says? It says champion. So get it? Watermelon champion. Wait a minute, that's me. All right, so that might be a sign that I gotta go ahead and plant. Oh, that is a sign. I gotta go ahead and plant my watermelon in this raised bed right here. Can't beat it. We shall see if this bed is gonna be the watermelon champion. Will make me the watermelon champ. Can't wait. All right, so making this furrow and lining it out with these championship seeds. And so I'm gonna go ahead and thin these out as well. But we'll see. Because if you don't thin them out, it'll stunt the growth. And so I think I'm gonna only do 1 row of these. I was thinking about doing a couple, but we'll see. Because I got some other things I want to plant. And all you do now is just lightly cover them up. And after I finish, I'll lightly moisten the area, this entire area, after I get the seeds in. My next crop is lettuce, and that's early February to mid-February, because we want to make sure that we get them in good so that when it does warm up a little later, we already had harvested a lot of our lettuce. So we don't want it to bolt. That's why you don't want to do it too late. Remember that window we talked about in the very beginning? All right, so this lettuce right here is my romaine lettuce, and I had these seeds for a while, so I'm gonna lay these on thick up front to ensure that I get some. This is one of my favorite lettuce to have, and I've always heard that the romaine handles the heat a lot better anyway, but I want to get it in so we can start harvesting. And I always worry about these thin little seeds, because like I said, if I put it down too deep, you know, I put too much soil because I'm heavy-handed, then I'll be looking and like, man, they ain't come up. All right, but the depth that you want to put your lettuce seeds are 1/4 inch, so that's not that deep. So let me go ahead and finish this up. Oh, I had enough for the whole row. All right, cool. And one other thing, you have to thin these out as well. All right, so let me lightly cover it up. Now I'm gonna finish this row with my Bib lettuce. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of that out. And it says that it takes 43 days to go from seed to harvest. So we shall see. Now what I'm doing now, I'm adding some of my vermiculite, because this is light and fluffy. And so I'm gonna layer the top, but hopefully it doesn't blow away. So that's why I got my spray can. I just want to try it and see, because this is what I do when I'm inside. But if you've seen my channel, you know I do this with my starts that are inside the house. I see that wind coming. Spray it down. I'm only gonna do it with this 1 row because I want to see if it still works, or if my seeds gonna blow away with the vermiculite. So I'm always trying something new, and I suggest you do the same thing. Try something new. Not saying you have to try this. Now I'm only showing you the seeds that I'm putting outside right now, but it's not a one size fits all. You may be putting a variety of things down. I'm just giving you some ideas that you can use, but you know your area. And so if not, just go ahead and try it and see if it works. You know you can keep doing it. If it doesn't, hey, you learned the lesson. Now I just sowed another row of lettuce. It was called the Black Seed Simpson. So I never had that before, but I had the packet, so I must have did that a long time ago. All right, so what I'm doing next is spinach. And this is early to mid February, because once it gets hot, it's gonna bolt fast. And so I always miss my timing on this. I don't know what I be thinking about, but let me make sure I get it in so I get some nice spinach this time. And you want to put these a 1/2 inch down, and I still will also make sure I come out and try to thin them out. I always say I'm gonna do that, but thinning out is hard. But you want to make sure that you get a nice plant, so thinning must be done. I want to let you know that this video is being sponsored by Quick Tent, and if you're in need of a raised bed, this is a nice one. I'll put the link down in the description for you. And once again, this is the same raised bed that I grew that 69-pound watermelon to win the championship. All right, so let me continue with this, and then we'll be on to the next. I still got a lot of stuff I got to start sowing. Now that the spinach is in, I'm gonna go ahead and cover that up too. And I went ahead and I decided to do 2 rows of spinach. So hopefully we'll get a nice crop of spinach, because this is the perfect time to go ahead and sow all your spinach. Now, once again, I'm gonna go ahead and spray over top, get it nice and moist. Before we go to the next location, I wanna let you know that you can direct sow your collard greens right now. I have some over on my left side over here. You can also do mustard greens, and you can go ahead and sow your kale. Now, I was about to put kale in here, but I said, you know what? I can't do it. I haven't had kale in over 2 years. I'll tell you why. 2 years ago, I got a kidney stone, and they traced it back to kale. Because I don't drink soda. I haven't drank a soda in like 14 to 16 years. And so we talked about my diet. And once I found that out, I was like, I know kale's a superfood, but that kidney stone, it was painful. And so I was thinking about putting this in here, but guess what? I can't do it. All right, so moving on to the next. If I do plant it in here, it will be for somebody else, not me. All right, let's go. Now, if you're in my zone or similar to it, you need to go ahead and sow your peas. All right, because once it gets hot, that's a wrap. The peas absolutely do not like it. The peas can handle frost. So I'm going ahead and I'm gonna sow these 1 inch deep. And we're gonna see, you wanna make sure that you have some sort of trellis. Now I may go ahead and make a small trellis so I can plant some in a bucket, but we shall see. My kids really like the peas. I'm like late starting them. And then once I start them, we may get a few, and then boom, the heat comes and take them down. So this is an excellent time to go ahead and start your seeds. I should have started them a little sooner, but this is still a good time. I'm not really worrying about fertilizer because the peas put off nitrogen in the soil. And so once I know they're coming up, I'll go ahead and use some compost tea, and then that works for me. All right, I just got finished putting the peas in the ground, so we should be good to go with that. And so I just can't wait till all this stuff start coming up. Now, I did notice that I had some vole holes right over here. Hopefully those voles won't mess with my stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see. I backed off of some of the spraying, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and start back spraying and make sure I'm consistent with it. I already had an animal in my yard, and man, it was humongous. They already know the food is about to come out, and so you want to know what that is. I should just go ahead and show it to you. All right, so yes, it is a big fat raccoon. And I mean, people ask me what I do about the raccoons in the yard, in the garden. I never had that issue until now, but let me show you what I did. The first thing I did, I ran it out, but it came back. And so this is what I did. I was trying to be nice and have the trap set, and all the food dried up is at the bottom. So he did not go in it, but he went back in that area down here at my food, so I had to do something else. Now you saw I tried to be humane, run it out, then it came back. I tried to trap it, wouldn't do that, so I can move him someplace else. So I had to go with another option right here. All right, so he is now fertilizer, and is gonna fertilize this tree, but this is my Arkansas Black. It hasn't been doing well down here, so I'm probably gonna take it out and put something else here, but I got some good fertilizer coming. I'm gonna start my broccoli inside. I'm gonna start my cabbage inside, and I'm gonna start my cauliflower inside. Now, the reason why I'm doing that now is because I wanna make sure I get a real good jump start. And so if I put them outside, they may take a longer time because it's gonna be cool outside. And so I want these ready to go outside once I have some nice transplants, so I can beat the warm weather. If I put them outside now, it's gonna take a long time and that may stunt their growth. Now, one other thing you wanna get in the, get planted right now are your onions. Now, I was able to overwinter some of my onions. They're outside right now, but I told you the story about that. Some of them didn't do well, but I have some of them outside. I got more that's on my seed tray. They take a long time to get mature. So you wanna make sure you start those as soon as possible. If you're in the area where you need to go ahead and start sowing them so that you can get them ready for outdoors, that will be the best thing to do. So just keep that in mind. So these are the things that I came up with that I'm going to be planting, and there could be more things that you can plant, but this is what I'm focused on right now. I want to give you some ideas. If you already started planting other things, feel free to put it in the comments. And so it might be something that jogs my memory that I might want to do, but I'll see you in the next video because I got work to do.